Hi, I'm Rachel from Ray K Books, and today I'm going to be interviewing Shannon Green, also known as S.E. Green. Hello, Shannon.
Hi.
So, today we are going to promote Killer Instinct. Can you please give us a synopsis of that book?
Killer Instinct is about a 17-year-old girl, and she has these dark urges, this side of her, and she doesn't really know where the dark urges are coming from. And then a serial killer contacts her directly, and throughout their communication, she discovers what her dark side is all about, and then uses her own killing instincts to hunt down the serial killer.
Did you have to do any research for the killer part of the book?
I get asked that question a lot, and I actually didn't do a whole lot of research ahead of time. I just started writing the book, and then I tend to stop and research and stop and research, so that's how I handle my research.
Is there a message in your novel that you want readers to grasp?
That it's okay to have a different side, a dark side. It's okay, it's natural, and that it's all in how you channel it that determines the type of person that you become.
Is there anything, oh, actually, we'll do another question. What is the hardest and the easiest part of writing a book?
The easiest for me is the actual being at the laptop and typing it. I know a lot of authors say that that's hard for them to actually get there and to do the typing. That's the easy part. The hard part for me is that typical sagging middle where you get going and moving and grooving and you know how it starts and then you kind of stall a little bit and then you got to think through it, a little bit of writer's block, and so that's the hardest part for me is that stalling where I have to try to get my juices flowing again.
Mhm. And what happens when you get writer's block? What do you do to get more inspiration?
Take a break, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, come back. I don't wait for inspiration. I make myself write out of my writer's block because if I wait for inspiration, it'll be a whole year before I figure it out. So I make myself just do it.
And so we have a Twitter question, and that question is, what is your daily schedule?
I am an early riser, as anybody can tell you that gets emails from me. I'm banging out emails at 5 in the morning. So I'm very productive in the morning, and come early afternoon, I do my workout, and I'm eating dinner by 4. I'm pathetic, and then I'm in bed by 8:30 or 9. I'm ridiculous.
Well, so if you go to bed early, which is really like I don't do that. I go to bed at like 10 and then I have to get up at 7 and it really sucks. So, good job. I wish I was a morning person. Kudos. Seriously, kudos to you. I wish I could be an early riser. So in Killer Instinct, are there any experiences like based on what you have lived through the book?
No, not at all. I haven't been violently assaulted or anything like that. Everything in the book is straight out of my brain, my own dark side, my research I've done, my readings. Yeah, nothing at all in the book, except there is a dog in the book, Corn Chip, and that is directly related to my little guy, who's not here in the house with me right now, but if he was, I'd show him to you.
What kind of dog is he?
He's just a little pound puppy, one of those, Heinz 57 dogs.
So what are you reading now?
Right now I am reading Sophie Jordan's, what's it called? Tease. I think that's the name of it.
Ooh, I want to read that one. Is it good?
Yeah, I'm, let me think, about 3/4 through, so, yep, not far to go.
What are 5 books on your TBR pile?
Goonies, believe it or not, the one I just said, Tease from Sophie Jordan. I've got Anne Blankman's Prisoner of Night and Fog. I've got Kristen Bailey's Legacy of the Clockwork Key, I think is the title. And then I've got, I can't think of the 5th one right now. I can run and get my Kindle if you want me to.
No, maybe it will pop up once we continue talking. We have another Twitter question, and that is, which character in Killer Instinct connects with you the most?
Which character connects with me the most? I would have to say it is definitely Lane, who is the main character, and the reason why I say that is, and I've said several times that I have a dark side, all of us do, but I really connect with Lane because I feel like I can explore my own self through her. She's got this way about her. She's just a badass, you know. She'll do anything she wants when she wants if she thinks it's what needs to be done. And I love that attitude.
Do you see a little
Definitely,
bit, do you see a little bit of yourself in her, or something that you want to be, or
I would,
what's your connection?
yeah, I would love to be more like her as far as just knowing what needs to be done and then just do it, you know. And yeah, I like her determination.
And the last Twitter question that I see is, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh my goodness, I'm so well. Right now, I'm cruising through Orange is the New Black on Netflix. Have you seen that by any chance?
No, but I've heard amazing things.
But I'm also a huge fan of The Following and Hannibal and Dexter and The Killing, basically anything having to do with serial killers, killings. I'm just really into those type shows.
Wait, isn't season 2 coming out? Or did it just end?
Of what? Which one?
The season of,
Orange is the
of
New
the
Black?
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, season 2 is what I'm watching right now.
Oh, I thought it was just coming out. For some reason, I'm in New York now, and I see all these, like, Orange is the New Black on, like, buses, and I'm like, oh, there must be a new season or something. No, I guess not. Okay, so what are you reading now?
Well, I just told you T's Sophie Jordan.
Oh my God, I already asked you that. I'm
That's
so sorry.
okay.
I had 4 hours of sleep last night. This is a disaster. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for being a good sport about it.
That's all
Um,
good.
so who designed the covers?
Who designed my cover?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no. They're gonna kill me that I don't remember her name. I can run and get the book and look if you want me to. I feel so bad I don't remember her name.
If you want to, and then I'll just awkwardly sit here and smile into
Okay.
the camera.
All right, hang on a minute. It's upstairs.
I'll be right here, entertaining the people while you get the book. With This is always so awkward for me. I don't know what to say. Um, what are you guys reading? Tell me in the comments. What are you guys reading? Oh, good, she's back.
All right. Hang on a minute here. Jessica, that's right. Oh, she's going to kill me. Jessica Handelman did the
And she's a
cover.
graphic designer? Is she a photographer?
Asking me all these complicated questions, Rachel. She is the, says here she's the jacket designer. But what's cool about this is that when you, I don't know how well you can see this, when you take the cover off, there's a picture of, can you see that? Sort of? The model, and then on the back they have a blood drip. It's so cool.
I like it. Very nice. So it's only in hardback right now, right?
Correct. Yeah, it just came out two weeks ago.
Okay, so do you have any advice for aspiring writers?
My advice, sorry about that, my thing just tweeted. My advice is to join a writing organization, whatever that may be. When I first started writing, I actually sent an author a note and said, I'm starting to write, what should I do? And the author was nice enough to write back and tell me that I should join a writing group, and so I did. My word, did I learn so much. just about the craft of writing. I got to meet agents and editors and other writers. It was a really good thing to do. So that's definitely the number one thing I recommend.
What's the biggest thing you learned in these groups?
Definitely the craft, because I came from a place, I was never a reader or a writer whenever I was younger. So I started writing and I knew nothing. So the best thing I've learned from going to the different writing group meetings is the craft, active versus passive voice and show don't tell and goal, motivation, and conflict, all that stuff. So.
And were other authors in that as well, like they're published authors, or was it just you?
No, the first organization I joined was Romance Writers of America.
Oh, okay, so it's a big one.
Yeah, and we had like a local chapter that I went to. And now I belong to, several organizations, but that was the very first one I ever joined. And I met so many people through that organization.
So we're going to go back to Killer Instinct. If you had to do it all over again, would you change anything in it?
Absolutely not. Nope. I'm very pleased with it.
So if you had to choose, which writer would you consider a mentor?
If I had to choose, which writer would I consider a mentor? Probably Suzanne Brockman, who writes romantic suspense. She wrote a whole Navy SEALs series called The Troubleshooters that I have read backwards and forwards and 2 times and 3 times, and there's no other author that I've done that with. So I really like her, and she's just a nice person. I've tweeted her a few times, and she's tweeted back, and of course that just made my day. So.
It's always so amazing when you tweet someone like that and they tweet back. You just feel amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's that, like, when you meet your favorite author too, it's like a celebrity.
Uh-huh.
A little embarrassing when you like squeal like this.
Yeah, fangirling and.
Yeah, exactly. You fangirl. Anyway, so twice I heard you say you're a part of a romance or you like romance books. Is that something you want to get into, like romance novels?
That's what I first started writing. That's how I know so much about romance authors and romance writers, because that's what I first tried to write. And then the more I was tinkering with writing and learning the craft, the more I realized I wanted to write adventure and thriller and things like that. But I got my start in romance.
So if you were to write in a genre, let's start that over. Okay, so what genre do you not ever want to write in, and what's a genre you want to start writing in?
I probably would not do well in sci-fi, just because I don't have the imagination I think that sci-fi needs. But the genre I would love to excel in is definitely thrillers, suspense. I love writing that, so I would like to see myself just grow and learn in that genre, definitely.
And so what are some future projects you're working on right now?
Well, Killer Instinct Book 2 is in the copy editing phase, and then I'm also working on my first adult thriller. So I got that going on too. So I'm excited about that one.
Can you tell us a little bit about it, or is it too early?
I'm going to wait only because it's in that kind of tender little phase where, things I'm trying to figure out, and my agent and I are going back and forth on a few things. I'm going to wait on that question.
Okay, that's fine. And so what is your release date for the second book of Killer Instinct?
I know it's next year. It's probably going to be May again, I'm guessing.
So that being said, how long does it take for you to write a book?
Oh, I'm quick. I'm ridiculously quick. Like the Killer Instinct, I wrote in 21 days. I know. I'm ridiculously quick. Because once I get it takes me a while to generate an idea. I come up with like lots of ideas, but it takes me a while to really get one going. But once I get it going, I'm just like on the laptop. I can't stop. So this adult thriller I was just telling you about, I wrote that in 35 days. So I'm quick.
Yeah, you are. That's really amazing. So, do you think that you could spew out like how many books per year? Like
Well,
most authors do like three per year, which is insane.
yeah, like Jennifer Armentrout
Oh
does.
my God, I love her.
She does so many books.
You know what though? I met her at TLA and I proposed to her. I had to. She's so amazing. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, she is a sweetheart. I met her for the first time at BEA. She is adorable,
She is. I know.
very gracious.
So, do you have anything specific that you want to say to your readers?
Probably just that, well, number one, thank you for reading me. But number two, just thanks for embracing, because Killer Instinct is it's a thriller, but it's definitely darker. And just thanks for embracing the difference that is Killer Instinct. My main character is very stoic. She's very black and white, and you gotta have. I think you have to have a certain personality to read that type of book and connect with it. So anyway, yeah.
So now we're going to play a game called Would You Rather,
Oh.
Literature Edition. So for those of you who don't know what Would You Rather is, I would say to Shannon something like, would you rather eat apples or oranges for the rest of your life? And then Shannon has to say either apples or oranges. But this is, again, Literature Edition. So the first one is, would you rather live in the world of Hunger Games or Divergent?
Divergent.
Would you rather fight next to Hermione from Harry Potter, Katniss from Hunger Games, or Tris from Divergent?
Harry Potter.
Would you rather read a book that is poorly written but has an excellent story, or read one with weak content but is written well?
Poorly written, excellent content.
Who would you rather have as a child, Harry Potter or Hermione Granger?
Hermione.
Would you rather write novels where all the characters are women or all men for the rest of your writing career?
hmm. I'll go with women.
Would you rather only write your books in trilogies or standalones?
Boy, you're asking some good ones. I'm going to say standalones.
Would you rather write a book without using conjunctions or have every sentence of your book begin with one?
Begin with one.
Would you rather write a plot twist you hated or write a character you hated?
A character I hate.
Would you rather a super successful movie be made from one of your books or a long-lasting television series?
Television series.
And then the last one is, would you rather critics rip your book apart publicly or never talk about it at all?
Oh, rip it apart.
And that concludes our game! Yay! Congratulations! Gold star! So number 10 is, critics. So my question to you is, do you read poor reviews of your book?
Okay, here's the thing. I've made the mistake of, okay, let me back up. This is a good question. Before I wrote Killer Instinct, I wrote a spy series for younger, like a middle grade group. And I kind of learned through writing that series that reviews, it's really better if somebody else sends them to me, if they see a good one and send it to me. Because I think it's so easy as an author to just be cruising through reviews and your morale just lowers. I mean, you could have 10 great reviews and 2 bad ones, and you as an author will focus on those 2 bad ones. And it's so easy, to let your morale go down. So now I've learned to just not even look at them. And I wait And my editor asked me, "You want me to send you reviews?" And I said, "Only if they're good. I don't want to see anything else."
Well, would you want to read a review that's maybe even 3 stars, or does that also you only want the good reviews
No, no, no. 3 stars is fine, but like if it's a 1 star review,
where it
I've
rips
just
it apart?
learned. Yeah, I've just learned it's better that I don't read it because I don't need that weirdness going on in my brain, that self-doubt that will seep in. So.
So you said that you also wrote children's. So why the transition between children's and young adult?
Well, I wrote, it was middle grade, so I wouldn't call it children's, like elementary but when I wrote that spy series, and then I knew I wanted to do something different, something darker. And so my spy series I wrote under my real name, and then this Killer Instinct is under my pseudonym because it's so different than my spy series.
Right, so I understand that authors do that where if it's Shannon Green, that means it's a specific age group, and if it's S.E. Green, then you know it's another specific,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So are you going to keep writing in young adult from now on, or are you going to go back to middle grade?
No, I'm going to keep with, and the thing about Killer Instinct, it's very crossover into the adult. So I'm definitely feeling the groove in that whole age range. But I actually just started brainstorming another middle grade idea. So I think I might bebop back and forth between the two.
So you say that Killer Instinct, do you think it's like there's a line between young adult and adult, like very close line between them?
I know I read a ton of young adult, and I think adults do read down, and young adult and teens read up. Um, but the content in my book is definitely not appropriate for a younger teen. It's definitely older teen, college adult.
Was there a moment where your editor said, "No, this is not young adult," like it got too dark?
Yes, I had to take a few things out. Like I had a castration scene in the beginning of the book.
That's Hunger Games right there.
And my editor said, "Let's take this out." So, and I completely agreed with him. Same thing with the second book. I wrote a couple of dark things, and he said, "Let's think about changing this around a little bit." So, and that's good. I wrote it. I write exactly how I want to write it, and then I trust him to go through and weed out the stuff that I've probably crossed the line on. I don't need to cross.
So there was a recent article that has a lot of controversy on it. Slate has this article that says that people of the, I'd say 18 and above, there's people that are about 44 that read young adult, that they should be ashamed of themselves because they're adults. What do you think of that?
Oh, come on. I mean, really? Like I said, if you looked at my Kindle, that's all I have is young adult and new adult. Um, I love reading that age group. To be ashamed of ourselves, that's silly. It'd be like telling a teen they should be ashamed to read an adult book. As long as you're reading, that's what matters.
Right. And so the next 3 questions are going to be team questions. So the first one is, are you team Edward or Jacob?
Jacob,
Are you team Gail or PETA?
Gail,
Are you team Simon or Jace?
Simon.
And so all of these teams, or the books, became movies. So what is your favorite book turned movie?
Earlier today I went and saw The Fault in Our Stars. It was an excellent adaptation. Excellent.
So if you were stranded on a desert island, which character from Killer Instinct do you want by your side?
Dr. Issa. I have got the biggest crush on him. I would want him there with me.
If you could be best friends with one of your characters in Killer Instinct, who would it be?
It would be Zach, who is the love interest. Not that I would want him to be my love interest, but he is just a cool guy, and I would love to be good friends with him.
If you could have been the original author of any book, what would it have been and why?
Uh, Probably anything by Gillian Flynn.
And what advice would you give to your younger self?
Travel, explore the world, be adventurous, step out of your comfort zone, definitely.
And what advice would, oh, I just said that.
I adore you.
Okay, so where can you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hopefully will be traveling somewhere fabulous. I love to travel, and I'm dying to see Australia. So I'm going to go ahead and say that in 5 years, I'm going to be uh, spending a month in Australia writing my next book. There we go. I've said it. Let's see if it happens.
Good luck. I'm aiming for it. Um, so you travel a lot. Where's the best place you've ever traveled?
Oh, that's hard to say. I mean, I've traveled so much, but I would say Hawaii. I hiked the Nepali coast in Hawaii, and it was just phenomenal. Everything about that trip was incredible. Yeah, Hawaii.
And what do you think about trailers for books?
Well, some of them are hokey and some of them are well done. I'm really fortunate. Simon Pulse did a fabulous one for Killer Instinct. I'm really fortunate. It turned out great. I wouldn't have done it any differently. But yeah, I like them if they're done well.
So for your own reading, do you prefer ebooks or traditional paperback?
Ebooks, and if you would have asked me that question last year, I would not have answered that way because I just love holding a book. But I've been traveling so much and moving around. It's so comfortable to have my Kindle with me. So
Do you write full-time or part-time?
I am a full-time writer, but I'm a part-time adjunct professor. So
So
I
you do
fill
both.
my empty hours with that.
And do you work on an outline with your plot, or do you just prefer to see where the idea takes you?
I have an overall idea. It's almost painful to be at. If you were to ask me to give you a synopsis, it's almost, I would just want to go, ugh, I'd rather write the whole book. I just can't seem to think of a book in the term of an outline or a page synopsis. So I have an idea. I sit down and start writing it, and then I just see where it goes.
And then the last question I'm going to ask is, do you think that the cover of books play an important part in the buying process?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ali Carter has said it many times, cover, content, and co-op. And I agree with that. But yes, a cover immediately catches my eye.
And that concludes our chat. So now I'm going to be talking about the giveaway. Yeah! So Shannon here is going to be giving away one copy of Killer Instinct. This is for USA only, and it's going to end next Thursday. And what you have to do to enter is, number one, this live chat is going to become a YouTube video. And when it's a YouTube video, you need to comment on that YouTube video. And then the second thing is optional, but extra points. Follow Shannon on Twitter. And then if you do follow her on Twitter, put her username or put your Twitter username in the comment so I can verify the entry. And did I do all the rules? I did. Yep, those are the rules. So thank you so much, Shannon. I had a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you. Bye.